everyone, it's Katie from Paradise Falls family. In this short video, we'll be continuing our Hong Kong series and taking a look at our day trip to Macau. We had a wonderful time and it's a very easy day trip or short break to tie in with a trip to Hong Kong. It was a pretty short visit, but hopefully this will give you an idea of what to expect and some of the things to do and see, and I'll talk through how we spent our day and give a brief overview of Macau itself. Macau, like Hong Kong, is a special administrative region of China. It sits to the west of Hong Kong, accessible by road or by ferries which run back and forth regularly from Hong Kong. It was formerly a Portuguese colony and is now primarily famous for being known as the Las Vegas of China and a popular spot to gamble. The northern part of Macau is the more historic side, containing the ruins of St. Paul's Church as well as its fair share of casinos and hotels. It's also where you'll find Macau Tower with its observation deck, restaurants, and you can even bungee jump off the top if you really wanted to. The southern part of Macau is an island and is home to the Cotai Strip, where the bulk of the hotels and casinos are, much like the Las Vegas Strip. This is where we decided we'd spend our day. We only had limited time, so knew we couldn't take in the whole of Macau. There are several different ferries you can get over to Macau. Some go to the northern part and some to the southern island, so make sure you pick the right one depending on where you want to be. Either way though, you can taxi between the two pretty easily. We used Cotai Waterjet, which leaves from the Hong Kong-Macau ferry terminal on Hong Kong Island, and we made sure to take the route to the Taipa ferry terminal on the southern island. We jumped on the MTR and made our way over to the terminal shortly after 10 AM, still getting the hang of the jet lag. We didn't have tickets, so had to join the queue, which was fairly long, so if you're able to pre-book then it's probably best to do so. Return tickets for us cost around 1,200 Hong Kong dollars or £120 for a family of 4. So not a cheap day out, but we didn't want to miss out while we were here. With our tickets we were able to head through immigration, so remember your passports, and walk straight on to the next ferry. The ferries themselves are really nice. There's loads of seating which is assigned to you as you board, and it's a very comfortable journey over to Macau, taking around an hour. We arrived around midday at the Taipa ferry terminal. This is a massive ferry terminal with ferries running to and from Hong Kong regularly throughout the day. It's not far at all from the Cotai Strip, and I think it's linked by a monorail. We managed to get lost and couldn't find our way to the monorail station though, so ended up just jumping in a taxi, which only cost the equivalent of a few pounds. There are also free buses that you can get to and from most of the larger casino resorts, so you can do this as well. There's loads of ways to get to the main strip. The strip is very similar to Las Vegas, with massive mega casinos and resort hotels on either side. It's laid out immaculately, with pedestrian bridges crossing the busy street so you can hop from one hotel to the next. There's so much going on, the strip will probably meet your every entertainment need. Obviously gambling is a big part of this, but we really found that the hotels were so massive you could easily skip by the casinos and barely notice they were even there, which definitely isn't the case in Las Vegas, where it's harder to avoid the casino floor. So from this perspective, it felt much more family friendly. You actually need a passport to enter the casino floor, and they're all walled off, so we never actually saw the casinos themselves at any point. The rest of the hotels are filled with shops, restaurants, and loads of other entertainment options. Generally, each hotel is themed or has a different market that it's aimed at. Going down the east side first, the main hotels are the City of Dreams Resort, followed by the Londoner, the MGM Cotai just behind it, and then the Wynn. On the west side there's the Venetian, Parisian and Studio City, with the Galaxy just behind. With limited time we can only visit a few of these, so we saw the Venetian, Londoner, Parisian and Studio City. It was a shame to miss out on the City of Dreams in particular, as it's a spectacular building and looks to be one of the top hotels on the Strip, but we still had a great time nonetheless. So our short time in Macau began at the Venetian, where our taxi dropped us off. We started with a quick look around here. The hotel really was beautiful, amazingly themed and very grand and opulent. It was almost identical in points to the Venetian Hotel in Las Vegas. The hotels are so vast it can be difficult to find your way around and it's really easy to get lost. So after an initial wander, we thought we'd find lunch first before we got lost any further. We knew we wanted to eat at the Cheesecake Factory, which was in the Londoner Hotel. Fortunately, the two hotels are linked by a bridge across the street, so we headed over, taking in views of the Strip on the way. The Rialto Bridge at the Venetian, Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament at the Londoner, and the Eiffel Tower at the Parisian. The walkway over to the Londoner is filled with cool little photo opportunities too, like the London Tube, phone boxes, and also scenes from Harry Potter. The Londoner, again, has a casino as you'd expect, but also has loads of shops, basically a full mall, and loads of restaurants. We had a great lunch at the Cheesecake Factory. We had some good Western food which fit well for us with the kids. Nachos, pasta and salads might not be exactly local food, but it worked out well for us. And then we had time for a bit of shopping. Across the hotels here, there must be every shop you could possibly think of. It really is crazy and you could shop for a week if you wanted. There's even a Man United store here which the boys enjoyed, and of course a Sasa for Eva. There's obviously loads of other entertainment offerings, including a Harry Potter exhibition, and the theming is brilliant. We were really impressed with this hotel and it was one of our favourites of the day. Next up, we headed back to the Venetian for a proper look around. We made it upstairs this time, which is where all the shops and the canals are located. You could take a little boat ride on the canals here if you fancy, but we just had a wander through the shops and carried on through into the Parisian, which is linked. In the Parisian, it was more of the same. Again, really good theming, but we probably didn't find this one quite as interesting. One of the main attractions here is the Eiffel Tower itself, which you can also even go up to enjoy the views. We had just enough time for one more hotel, Studio City, which actually turned out probably to be our favourite of them all. This has more of a movie theme and was probably the most fun and interesting for the kids. Not that the other hotels weren't, but Studio City just seemed to be on another level. Again, it had brilliant theming, loads of spots to eat at and pick up treats, an arcade, a super fun zone, a Legend Heroes Park, and most of all Finley's favourite, Toys R Us. They also had some cool Halloween decorations and the golden reel giant Ferris wheel on the back of the hotel. And we saw what looked to be an amazing water park advertised as well. If we ever come back, this is definitely where we'd look to stay, as we had a great time here and only scratched the surface of everything you could do. This hotel made the biggest deal out of Halloween and had a mini parade of characters roaming that we just stumbled across, and also had people offering out free popcorn too. By now it was around 5 PM and we wanted to be back in Hong Kong for a reasonable time to see more of the city. So we jumped in a taxi back to the ferry terminal in time to catch the 5:30 ferry. It really was a fly-in visit, but we had so much fun. It was so interesting to see Macau, and I think next time we visit Hong Kong, we'd look to spend a couple of nights here to experience it properly. It's certainly worth a day trip at least if you're visiting Hong Kong, even with young kids, as there's so much here for families. If there's anything you want to ask about our time here or our trip in general, then just let us know in the comments below. And make sure to subscribe to our channel to catch the rest of our Hong Kong series, which continues next time with a look at our hotel in Hong Kong, the Shangri-La Kowloon. Likewise, if you liked this video, please give it a like, as it really makes a big difference to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching.